Right, my story. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here because I think you've had some pretty good presentations from Linda and Patrick so far. I work in the corporate world. I'm what you call a strategic sourcing manager, but I usually get called in when there's problems and they need sorting with suppliers or materials that are hard to find. I love my job. I've been working in that corporate sector for about 35 years, and I actually thought I was really good at it, and well, I am good at it, but I thought that was the end and end all of everything. So it wasn't until we got into COVID last year, suddenly I realized there was something missing and there wasn't something quite there in my life. I thought I had a great relationship with my family. I thought I was earning a decent amount of money, but I was letting certain things go. And one of the big things I let go was my personal fitness and my own body shape. Let's just say, look at the next picture. Or press the wrong keyboard. I ballooned to well over 17 stone 10 pounds, about 112 kilos, which is nearly 250 pounds. You can remember I'm only like 5'6", so I'm quite short. And by the way, I'm Shrek in Linda's presentation. As you can see, I've got the roundish face like that. I've got the ears, and I do sometimes go green when I get a little bit, yeah, irate. But what I noticed that my energy levels were really bad. I realized that there's something that had to change, and I had to change, and it was within me. It wasn't what other people wanted, it was what I wanted. So what I did is I went through the whole process of we have in one source. I started putting some actions together. I started different diets. The diets didn't work, they didn't suit me. I tried running, I tried jogging, I tried doing little walks, but I find it because I work long hours, I work 10, 12-hour days, I couldn't fit it into what I was doing. So then I had to constantly change my actions to where I got something that actually worked for me. Because you got to remember, the whole system's designed around you and not what I do, what Patrick does, or what Linda does. It's individually tailored around yourself. So what I did is I gave up with the diets. I then started counting calories. It started this year. I've been doing it for 5 months without any success. And suddenly this year I'm counting calories, suggested made to me by Patrick. So I limited my calorie content. I also made sure I went walking. When I do all my conference calls in the morning, I go walking and I listen to the conference calls. I talk. I stop and talk when I need to and take part in the conference calls. But I built the whole of my walking regime and my new exercise regime around the work and how it fitted into my life. And I'm glad to say over the last 5 months, hit the wrong keyboard again, I've now lost just short of 3 stone 6 pounds, or 21, nearly 22 kilos, or 48 pounds. And this is literally as of yesterday, these weights are. So I'm down to 91 kilos. I've still got a long way to go, but my energy levels are so much better. My entire health seems a lot better. I sleep a lot more. I now get an average of 6.5, 7 hours sleep a night. And I'm a guy who used to sleep on 1, 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep. I'm a lot happier. I've noticed I'm a lot more confident when it comes to. I never really took much notice of my body shape, but now that I actually do feel a lot more confidence when I go into face-to-face meetings again. I've also noted that I'm actually starting to take a pride in myself as well. I've actually just employed a personal um, trainer, so I'm now doing 2 training sessions a week for an hour at a time. And I'm doing these virtually because of the COVID situation, but I have noticed that I am feeling a lot better. It's improved relationship with my partner, my family, and also a lot of people have noticed that I don't get out of breath all the time. I can walk 6 miles without any issues. I now I started off with slowly. I would do like a 10-minute walk each day and a 15-minute walk each day. And then I changed that to number of steps. So I now try to do at least an hour and a half walking a day or 10,000 plus steps. This month I'm averaging about 12,500 steps per day, which is brilliant. You may notice I also like to talk because that's something I do in my job anyway. And I've got a funny feeling my camera's off, but I didn't know that. I do apologise. Um, to be honest, I think that's about it for me. But I have noticed what you need to do really is it's all about knowing exactly what your outcomes are and what you want to do, and making sure that if you don't see the results, they're being monitored on a daily stroke weekly basis. Make some adjustments so that you actually do make some different changes. You make some steps forward, and also remember the compound effect. Little tiny steps mount up over time, and then you'll see major changes after a certain amount of time.
Perfect. Good man, Shaun. Good man, Shaun. Shaun is, I tell you what, I met Shaun, how long was it? A little over a year ago, wasn't it, Shaun, that you and I started working
Yeah,
together?
May of last year.
Yeah, so a little over a year ago, Shaun and I started working together. And as Shaun said himself, rightfully so, he was like myself at the time. He wasn't in the best of shape, and I'm not saying anything out of school. He knows that himself. But the transformation that I've seen Shaun make in the last year has been nothing short of remarkable. He's like, not only, it just seems to me anyway, and maybe I'm not the best person to say it, but yeah, physically, he's definitely, you could see he's lost the weight. His energy level just seems like it's just absolutely exploded. But he's just, his passion and his belief in what he does is absolutely unreal. Like Shaun, and he does this, I've never even asked him to do this, but Shaun sends everybody at literally about between 7:15 every morning. He'll send everybody either a motivational, inspirational, educational video, a quick clip from YouTube, always different articles and book recommendations, shows up at all the different trainings. And he's not only working a full-time job, doing a lot of hours on his job, massive amount of hours on his job, but he's also managing a nice few clients with us as well because he believes in it. He believes in it so strongly, and you could see that. He cares about the people he works with. He really, truly does want to make sure that, he helps to the best of his ability, helps people to create that lasting change that they're looking for. So, but no, well done, Shaun. It's been really a pleasure working with you the last year. I'm really blessed to have people like Shaun and Linda and Steve around me